Behind every First Nations Finance Authority loan, there is a story to be told. For a coalition of 7 Mi'kmaq First Nations in Atlantic Canada, their story is about creating prosperity and charting the future they want for their nations. These 7 First Nations came together with premium brands to purchase a 50% stake in Clearwater Seafoods, one of the largest seafood companies in the world. Chief Terry Paul of Member 2 First Nation says this billion-dollar deal also respects and acknowledges their culture and their traditions.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime deal, really, to us, and it's transformational. I believe that without the FNFA, we wouldn't have been able to acquire this company. We wouldn't have been able to make this deal.
Hani, Buzu, Jody Anderson, Indigenous Cause, Kuchiching Ndojabao, Ottawa Ninda. I am so proud to be the Director of Business Development with the FNFA and have the opportunity to work with so many incredible First Nations. Since the creation of the First Nations Fiscal Management Act, we have successfully worked with First Nation governments to finance over $1.3 billion in sustainable projects across this beautiful country.
I get to see every day the successes of this. I see schools, I see roads, I see water treatment plants. I see First Nations really getting involved in the transition from fossil fuels to green energy.
One extraordinary green energy project is a 300 megawatt wind farm located on and 50% owned by Henvey Inlet First Nation in Ontario. The wind farm is now home to 87 of the world's largest turbines and is powering more than 100,000 Ontario homes with clean energy. This project has created over 100 jobs and will generate revenue for the community and its members for generations to come.
These loans help communities to build the necessary infrastructure that's really required in their communities. It also enables them to really build on their economic development.
As the CEO of the Bayside Development Corporation on the Butnikig Mi'kmaq Nation, Rose Paul is determined to help rebuild the economy in her community. She keeps a letter from a federal Indian agent sent back in 1963, warning the First Nation that no commercial activity would be permitted near the provincial highway that cut their territory in two, aside from making baskets.
I keep that letter very near and dear to me just to keep my fire lit.
That fire has inspired Rose and her community to build the Bayside Travel Centre along the new highway interchange at Butnikig with the support of an FNFA loan. It includes facilities for gaming, a service station, a convenience store, restaurants, and even a tourism centre.
I've been telling other people that never give up on their economic development goals in their First Nation or any community development goal, whether it be housing or infrastructure or capital projects. It could be done. It's doable, and it's doable with the help of the First Nation Finance Authority.
For Member 2 and the other members of the Mi'kmaq Coalition, it means that future generations will always have jobs. Jobs that Chief Paul says will range from a deckhand to a CEO and a major stake in a global company.
We are owners and we are participants, and FNFA truly has brought us there. It is run by Indigenous people, so that's a plus in my mind.
FNFA loans have financed infrastructure which have now created over 14,000 jobs and have contributed almost $3 billion in economic activity. For our members, accessing capital knocks down barriers and is a critical step towards self-determination and exercising our rights.
I see a great partnership. I see First Nations taking a rightful place in this economy and actually being a major contributor to the economy.
There remains a $30 billion infrastructure gap between First Nations and the rest of Canada, and an urgent need to build more housing, schools, health and water treatment facilities, and other economic development projects.
From the bottom of my heart in my communities, we thank you for working with us on this to see a long-time vision finally come to life. Thank you, First Nation Finance Authority.
Our success is due to the First Nation governments who take the necessary steps to join us. We have an incredibly talented team, and we look forward to hearing from you. So contact us today. We are the First Nations Finance Authority, and we are for First Nations by First Nations. And we are stronger together. Miigwech.